5, 4, 3. Wait, hold on. I'll just give you the thumbs up. Hold on.
Well, Zoom said we're streaming now, so.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say.
We're on.
All right.
Hey everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you guys can hear me well, right? I'm good. Okay. Welcome to Black Buzz. Welcome to another Monday. I've been out of the loop for what 2 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. Yeah.
I've been out of the loop. I've been dealing with a transition, but hopefully I'll be a little bit more consistent now, right? But it's nice and hot though. I can say that much. It's real hot. I don't know what kind of weather you guys are having, but hey, you know.
We're jealous.
So yeah, Black Buzz. This is where we talk to Black folks, Black entrepreneurs, Black businesses, Black leaders in our community. And we bring them to your attention. We let you know who they are and what they're doing and how you can be in touch with them. And they tell us about some of the great things that we are doing in the community. So we have a special guest today. Her name is Dana, but I'll get to her in a second. But in terms of who we are, I'm KP, Kenton Parent KP. We have Lamar. Shout outs to Mr. Node. He's the guy that makes things go smoothly when it comes to the tech side of things, right? We have T-Kicks, Tia Kelly, AKA the shoe doctor.
No, don't talk right.
AKA the shoe customizer. You know, whatever your shoe customizations needs would be, she's the one who will handle it for you, man. Hit her up. We'll have that information in the chat window or wherever else, right? She's on YouTube, she's on Facebook, she's on YouTube and Instagram, by the way.
Yeah.
Hit her up and she'll be able to take care of your shoe needs, right? Of course, you have Miss Shay, another person that makes this thing go well, all right? Singer, entertainer. Person who is very much out there and knows how to mix it up. Proud Black woman, right? So that's who we are. I'm just the guy, right? In terms of what we're doing, is it who's gonna say? Is it you, Lamar, or T or Shay? Oh no,
Shay.
Tia is gonna be talking about our social media platforms just before.
Oh, right now. Oh.
Yes. Hit us up, please.
So, for Dana?
No, for who, where we are.
In general, I think.
In general, I'm talking about our platforms in terms of.
Oh, our platform. So we have the Instagram. I actually pull that up.
Yeah.
It was BlackbuzzTO.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull that. Black.
Yeah, so we're on Instagram. We are on YouTube, right? And if you when you hit us up on YouTube, please like and subscribe and like. All right, there we are. Follow us. Mm-hmm. Look at that. If whoever if you are interested in coming on our podcast here, just hit us up and we'll get you on. We'll have some conversation with you.
And also, just to make life a bit easier, all the links are in a link tree in our description. So if you press that, you'll have the Instagram, you'll have the YouTube, you'll have everything we have there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
The link tree, make life easy. All right. So we are moving now to our guest. We have with us Miss Dana Baker. I hopefully I don't say your last name. Is it No, just Dana Baker. Okay. All right.
I'm Dana Baker. Okay. Prawl is actually my dad's last name. So I was born with both, but I go by Dana Baker. But it's just that my Facebook name, I kept it as Dana Baker Prawl. I would have honestly 5 names and it would be way too long. So my parents were very interested.
All right.
So just Dana Baker.
Dana Baker is fine. All right. So we'll go with our Dana, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Miss Dana is a registered nurse, but she is the CEO and founder of Zoe Marie Cosmetics. My business is Black. I'm just reading a little bit, Dana, and then we'll go get into the conversation here.
Yeah,
My
for sure.
business is a Black-owned, cruelty-free, vegan, and paraben-free. Um, is it Luxe cosmetic line creates? Sorry, let me blow this up here. Cosmetic line created to appeal to the modern, fierce, sophisticated, powerful, and sexy individual. Yay! I love all of that.
Woo.
My line is based in Toronto, Ontario, and currently comprised of 10 different shades of liquid matte lipstick.
Yep.
I pause when I'm reading this stuff because I don't want to mess it up. This is not necessarily
No problem. No problem.
expertise.
You're doing great.
7 different shades of luster lip gloss, 1 eyeshadow palette called the Essential Palette because it consists of all the colors you wish were in one palette. Makeup sponges, makeup brushes, and a lash applicator. All right, and of course, talk about your website. You can find and purchase all my products currently, and they have the information there with regards to pricing. So, all right, welcome, Miss Dana. Thanks for being on Black Buzz.
Thank you for having me, guys. I'm so excited.
Yeah, man, it's good to have you here. Our audience, they're looking towards hearing, a little bit more about who you are, a little bit more about your business. But talk to us a little bit about your background, what you're doing now. We'll get into the business part of the cosmetic side in terms of, how is it going? How did it come about and all these different things? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was going to say, I can talk, so I got you. Okay.
Good.
So, well, I was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia, but my parents are from Jamaica.
Yay.
And basically, yeah. But my parents actually met back home and then they came to North America. So then my mom came to Halifax and then my dad was always in New York. So then there was a point when she left and lived over there. My mom actually just bounced around, was in Montreal, was all over the place. So she's Rolling Stone. I feel like that's where I get it from too. So then they met back up in New York and then they had me. And then my mom left like 2 weeks before I was born. So that's how I was born, back in Nova Scotia where my grandmother is. Right. And from then, probably like by 4 years old, I was in Toronto and I've been a Toronto girl ever since. So honestly, like I visit Nova Scotia, but I feel like I'm a true Toronto girl at heart. I even have the accent, I have everything.
You're in the 6, yes.
I'm in the 6. Yeah. So I always had like strong Caribbean culture like infused into me and instilled into me. So I just always had drive and ambition, and I was artistic as well. I went to Etobicoke School of the Arts, so I'm a music theater major, which I was. So I sang, danced, acted. Honestly, I was always finding different fun things to do and like trying to hone in on all my skills. So there was a point when I got to grade 12 and I was like, you know what? I think I had enough fun with my hobbies, but I don't want to do this professionally. So then there was a point when I was just like, I think I want to go into the sciences. What in the sciences? I'm not too sure, but the sciences. So then I seen someone just graduate from nursing and I was like, wait, that could be a good undergrad. And then I can go specialize into something else if I want to, if I don't want to be a nurse exactly, but at least I get the hospital experience. As opposed to just being like a biology major that never gets to see the hospital. And then you have to go into something after that.
Right.
So then I went to University of New Brunswick, but at Humber College, they have a location there. And I studied nursing. And then I graduated and went into Etobicoke General Hospital. So shout out all my girls. I was there for 1 year in medical surgery, and I discovered that that's just not the unit for me. But it was great that I have all this experience, which is general experience, as opposed to just being specialized already. And then I knew my true passion was women and children. So then I transferred downstairs, the same building, to the maternity floor. And I've been there ever since. So that was since 2016. But there was a point a year after that where I was like, you know what? I think I need to do something else, but still stay in this realm. But like, I need to venture out. So then I became a travel nurse. And then that was super exciting. So I have my license in British Columbia, New York State, and Ontario. And I'm thinking about throwing in a Nova Scotia one just so I could see my grandmother because she's getting older now. Like she's 89. So I'm like, you know what? I think I just want to have some more time with her. So maybe I should go out there and take a contract. But
you're just gonna throw it in there, huh?
just sprinkle it in there, you know, just a little sprinkle.
Don't try to move past it so quick. Yeah, you know, 3 of them, but yeah, let's throw it.
Just throw one in there. But yeah,
Sorry, then I have a quick question. Being licensed in all these spaces, does it take longer than when you actually go to nursing school, or you can do it in the same time?
So you can do everything online now, which is great. I would say New York took the longest because America is very, very extra. Like they want to make sure they know who's coming into their country, who's trying to take their money. So like there's such an intense background check as opposed to like when you're going to different Canadian provinces. So my American license, I could say I started it last year, June, and it finished this year, March. Like I finally have I was like, this is craziness. So it took a really long time. But then there's some people, it somehow, depending on when you applied for it, like I applied during their graduating class, which I didn't even notice that, yes, it's June. So everyone's applying. So that's why mine just got pushed back really far. So that's why it took a really long time. But I would say my British Columbia license, that took like maybe a few days, like probably like 5 days I took, and I had my license already.
Okay.
But everything takes a background check. Everything takes a while to get all of your references, your managers, the different governing bodies to make sure like, oh yes, you are a nurse in good standing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's also about researching the company you go with too as well, because there's 2 really big ones in Canada, which is Solutions and Select Medical Connections. Mm-hmm. So you have to figure out which one works better for you. Like I like the fact that if I want to talk to my recruiter about any type of assignment that I have, like I can find her right now, as opposed to the other one where it's like you message them, email them, and then maybe a week or 2 weeks later after the problem already occurred and was solved, and you don't have that support when you're by yourself. Mm-hmm. And also takes a lot to go away by yourself too.
What's it like being a Black person doing all the things that you're doing? Like, you know? Well,
that's a great question. So a lot of the places I go to, like right now I'm in Muskoka until December 21st. It's not as culturally diverse as Toronto. So it's quite interesting.
That's putting it nicely, yes.
Yeah, so, and then even in BC, like I've been in some really rural places in BC, but I went to like Vancouver, and obviously that's the closest to Toronto that I've been in out of all my placements. But the rural places, it's quite interesting because it's like, everyone is super nice. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, but it's just sometimes because people aren't used to seeing someone that looks different from them, mm-hmm. they're quite intrigued. Like you're like some magical, mystical creature that like, wow, it's a unicorn. Like, let's ask her questions. Let's touch her hair. Like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You're going to ask first. And even then you're not going to touch my hair because you don't go and touch Becky's hair over there. So you're not going to come and touch mine.
Not the Thanks. Becky. Oh no.
So that's more in the sense with that kind of stuff. But like other than that, I feel like it's really nice with now what's going on in 2020. Like I've gone to different placements and I see that people are way better at asking questions. Like if they really don't know something, or they're just more in tune with what's actually going on and what it's like to be a Black woman or a Black man.
Right.
Or colored, period.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it is quite interesting. But it's really cool. I've met a lot of cool people on Facebook as well too. A lot of cool people and made a lot of connections I honestly wouldn't have if I never decided to take traveling into like my career. Outside of that as well. So pretty much bringing it to 2020, I was ready to go to New York. I finally had all of my stuff done. And I've always been traveling to New York back and forth throughout my whole life because my dad lives there. But to work there, I was super excited. So that contract started April 2020. Mm-hmm. And March,
pandemic time.
Yes. Thank you for that part. Yes. So I was there in February, and then I was going back in mid-March, right when the pandemic hit, like truly hit. Like it was already there. When I was in there in February, people were talking about it, but no one was wearing masks. It was nothing like serious yet. It was just like, oh, if you're from Wuhan, China, then okay, it affects you. But if not, whatever. And then there was a point when I was like, okay, seeing that it's getting pretty serious, the cases are going up. And then they decided to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to close the border. But then I was able to still go technically, but all of the things I needed to finish before my training started were closed. So then I'm like, how does this work? I didn't even get to go to the visa office to the SSN office. So then to legally work in the States. It closed just that time. They're like, oh, we're not doing any new application. So therefore I was like, I can't legally work there. What they can do, pay me under the table.
Hey.
So, right? So, and then there was honestly a point where they were so desperate, right? They were so desperate that they're like, honestly, like, we're willing to pay you cash. And I was like, I feel like that's a little suspect in a pandemic that you're willing to pay me cash to come, like, come, please, demon, like come to die. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to hold that back on this one. And then now I had all this free time because I didn't go on the contract, right? So I ended up taking a lot of like full-time shifts at my casual job, but then there's a point where everyone's at home now, no one's going on vacation, so my shifts dropped as opposed to when normally they're flourishing because everyone's like, oh, Dana's here, let's all go on vacation and leave. So now I'm like, wait, I have all this free time, what am I going to do with myself? And then I honestly was just like thinking about it for a few weeks, or honestly like probably like 2 months I was thinking about it, but I just had nothing. I was just like kind of mad that I couldn't go on my like exciting year in New York. So I got into fitness. I was just doing all these different things kind of just to kill time, watching a lot of Netflix, a lot. Prime Video, like that's what I was doing to kill time.
Yeah.
To kill time. And then one day, finally, honestly, finally by June, it was my friend's birthday. And this is the first time I honestly got to the point where I lived in this little bubble and like I was afraid to go outside. So it's like my best friend's birthday. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I was even talking to my mom, like, am I not going to go because I don't want to see people? Like, I'm scared. Like, how is this passing? Like, we didn't know much information about it, even as nurses, because even our like managers were saying stuff, but I felt like it kind of contradicted what was going on and what the research said. So it's kind of like, what is truly true? So at the time I was like really scared, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm like mentally, I need to get outside because this is not good for my sanity anymore. So it was funny. I was looking for my lip gloss, which I've bought from MAC for like the 1500 time. Like, and I always lose the same one and I have to keep going back. I buy 4 and somehow I still lose the 4. Like, how does that happen? I don't know. So I was like, you know what? I should make my own damn lip gloss. And I was like,
Yeah.
and it was funny because it's like all these other ideas I had, like nothing really stuck with me. I was kind of like, I don't feel like it's worthy to even invest in that. So no, never mind. But when I had that moment, I was like, no, that actually kind of seems like something I should like dabble into. So then I honestly started to research a lot into different products. And I'm a Black woman with sensitive, like super sensitive skin. Like even right now, these masks, like I wear it at work for 12 hours. And when I take them off, like they don't even want you to switch multiple times, but I have to switch because like I will get breakouts all around where the mask is, like just from touching my skin. But yeah, everyone else, it doesn't affect them. But for me, my skin is just sensitive to anything. So it's just like not getting air. It's like dying inside. Right. So I wanted to make sure that my product didn't break people out. Like people wear makeup not just to cover things, but it's like to enhance beauty, or just sometimes it's just your way of expressing yourself. And I find for me, I don't wear makeup because of it breaking me out. Like literally, I'll just put on a little bit of foundation, some highlighter. Everyone who knows me knows I love my highlighter. Like, but by the time I get home after my shift, I already see a few bumps. And I'm just like, no matter how much I wash my brushes, it always still breaks me out. All these different brands I've tried. And I'm like, you know what? There's nothing that's really like for sensitive skin. Like there's very, very few vegan makeup lines that actually are really good and have bold, fun colors. Because I end up just trying it and then I'm like, this is too natural or too nude, too boring. It doesn't give you the versatility. And I was like, you know what? I need to create something that like works for me, but honestly will work for so many other people. especially women of color, which I feel like is lacking hard in our society right now, like for makeup when it comes to finding fun colors that actually work. Because a lot of times we have a lot of colors for lighter skin tones, but the medium to dark, it's kind of like, and then on top of that, adding it being clean products, it's super hard. So I started researching.
Okay, because I was gonna just so that folks are clear, in terms of you know, you've now transitioned and you're dealing with what we are talking to you about in terms of your company and how this.
Yes.
So this is Zoe Marie Cosmetics.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Tia, you had a question about that. What was it?
Huh? Pardon?
You had a question about the name.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, because since your name is Dana, how come you chose Zoe Marie instead of like naming it after yourself?
And I actually love that you guys call it Zoe Marie, because a lot of people will be like Zoe. And I'm like, no, it's not Zoe. It's Zoe. So you guys are right. You know what's funny? I was going to get into that story. Like, it's just that I talk so much detail. So I'm like, let me not forget stuff. One day in my whole idea of, maybe I should get into this. And while I was researching, this is still in the month of June. Basically, one day I was walking with my mom across the street, and this is when me telling her, me and my mom are like best friends. Shout out to Joan Baker.
Shout out.
And right. And it was funny because it's like, I was crossing the street and I was just like, you know what? Like, I was telling her, I'm like, I'm going to start this cosmetic line. And she was looking at me like, oh, okay. Like, my mom always listens to my whole idea before. She was like, okay, like, what made you think of that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is just a calling, because my whole life I go with vibes. I know it's one of those weird things where people are like, but I don't know. For me, if I have a weird intuition about something, or if I feel like there's a passion, if there's something that's guiding me to it, I just go with it. Yeah. And all my other ideas, I never had that background or that feeling. And with this, something just said, do it. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. And I was crossing the street and she's like, what would you even name it? And I was like, I don't know. And I honestly like had no idea. Like, there was nothing there. It was just like blank. And I was like, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, I was like, Zoe Marie Cosmetics. And she's like, huh? And how I said it, I was like, huh? Like, why? You know, it just came out of nowhere. And I was like, you know what? That's the name. And she's like, but why? And why is it not Dana Baker? And I was like, you know what's funny? Like, I want to build generational wealth, which I find we do not have in the Black community. Like, everyone else who I know that is lacking color, let's say that, they all have these like basically old money, like lacking color. They have old money, like their parents and their grandparents and their great grandparents like passed down these businesses or these like assets, all these different things of different ways for them to have like already a good start to their life, as opposed to Black people where it's kind of like live paycheck to paycheck and just tell your kids to work hard, go to school. So, and I came from a family of like a single mom. Like, my mom is like my rock. So for me, it was like definitely a lot harder as opposed to other people. But my mom definitely held it down, and there was nothing I ever wanted. But it's obviously hard for a parent of 3 by herself doing her thing. So for me, I was like, you know what? Whenever I have a child, I'm definitely gonna make sure she has something. So my daughter, my imaginary daughter's name is Zoe Marie, because my mom's middle name is Marie, and I always loved that. So I always said I would name my daughter after my mom, but I don't like Joan. I love Joan, but I don't like Joan. It's too old. So I was like, Zoe Marie. And then that's how it just came about. So I'm like, you know what? When my daughter's born, whenever I have her, she already has a brand.
I thought you were gonna go another direction. I was just listening carefully because the word Zoe, when I was studying Greek and school, ancient Greek, the word Zoe means life. So I thought that you're good about this. That's okay.
Well, that's cool. And hey, like, I love life.
Especially with what the your company is all about, and the brand and natural, vegan, and all that sort of life. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it makes sense. No, but hey, you added something in there, and I'm definitely gonna start like sprinkling that.
Put it out there.
The shoe doctor.
Right. So true. Yes. So that's where the name came from. But then my mom was like, I feel like you still need to add your name in there somewhere, you know? So then that's how the whole like subline is by Dana Baker.
Okay.
Or you can even have one of your lip glosses, the Dana Baker.
You know what's funny? Actually, I'm glad that you added that in there. All of my names, like the shades are named after somebody or just something, like whatever I felt the first day, like when I was doing all of my samples and choosing my colors, when I tried it on my lips, whatever I thought first, that's the name that came. So I have 10 liquid matte lipstick shades and I have 7 luster lip gloss shades. And like in there, one of the shades I tried on was very like similar to a color my mom always had on like growing up. And I was like, you know what, this is very Joan. Like, and I was like, wait, that's the name. And then another one was like super close to my, like one of my best friends who only wears like a clear lip gloss. Like she'll never wear any type of color. So then I'm like, oh, this is so shy. And then I kind of just started to go on a ball. Like even like right there, I see Meeks. That's my best friend. Topi loves bright red. So that's my other best friend. So that's named after her. Kitty, I love my kitty, which is actually my best friend too. I have 4. So all of them have a brand, yes. And Days in the Six is actually me because I love to have like a shade of like a purpley pink on my lips. And when I tried it on, I'm like, oh, this is so me. So then it became Days in the Six.
So in terms of what the products that I'm looking at now, and you develop this yourself,
okay, so then
like you have how does it work?
Yeah, so when I had this whole idea to start a cosmetics line, I'm like, how do I do it? Do I manufacture it at home by myself? Like, where do I get the products and all these different things? So then I did all the research and then I discovered, and Island Tint. Ooh, that was the red spicy lip. Yes. Everything. Oh yeah, my line, side note, I'll come back to that. But my line is definitely inspired by the people I love and my Caribbean heritage.
You can spot a Jamaican anyway.
Yeah, right? My Caribbean heritage. And also I'm such a Toronto girl. So you see Nights in the Six, Days in the Six, like everything about me is thrown into my makeup line. So I definitely love that people are enjoying the brand, like the names of everything. Because they're just like, wow, it relates to where you're from and your friends. And I love that. But yes, hold on. What was your question? I had like ADHD, I swear.
No, in terms of developing it, like in developing it.
Oh,
did you
so
manufacture it yourself with a supplier, that type of thing?
So when I was doing my research, I was like, okay, how do I start this? And then basically I've discovered private labels that will take whatever you said that you want in your products, like whether you want it to be natural, toxin-free, chemically free, cruelty-free, or if you want certain shades of colors, how you want your palette. Like basically they just listen to whatever you say and then they take, let's say a few weeks to months to come up with the formula, and then they send you like the sample, or they send you a sample first, because I went to different companies, and then they're like, okay, so here's what our products are like as in a base product, and then they'll be like, do you want to expand on this, or do you want to just pass, or whatever. But pretty much it's like you can create exactly what you want. And I tried a bunch of different companies. Like I just tried out for samples just to see like, how does their packaging look? I knew what it's like, everything was in my head of what I want it to be like, but then I'm like, I need to see it in like front of me to be like, okay, this is what I want. I want to make sure it's like good products, not just some random thing that people basically I find sometimes start businesses and just like, oh, let's just hope for the best. I'm going to get there in a year or 2, but I'm just going to start with this. Like, I didn't want to start with this. I wanted to already be up here so that I can only go higher. Right. So for me, I was like, no, I'm going to make sure that my products are good quality. So people who don't know me will support me and continue to support me, as opposed to just being my friends who are kind of like doing that pity thing where they're like, oh, let's support my friend. It's not really that good, but let's support my friend or at least buy one product. And even right now, like my friends have bought, like say they bought 1 or 2 products, and then after they get it, they come back, they're like, no girl, this is good, like I'm buying, and then they buy these big orders, and it's so funny because they're like, no, we're supporting you for sure, but like sis, like yeah, like this is it. And honestly, it's like I found one company that we just clicked from the beginning, and they listened to every single thing I said. If I was like, nope, I don't like that.
You want to give them a shout out, by the way? You want to give them a shout out, or is that, you don't want to do that, or okay?
They're my supplier, so I have to keep that on the low.
Never mind.
But shout you out because I will tag you. Will tag you. I'll send you on WhatsApp, but to keep you on the low. But because I don't want no one else to get my product. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like once I found them, I was like, okay, this is it. But then it's like they listen to everything I say. If I want to edit something, if I don't really like this, or if I want the font bigger, like they listened exactly to that. And it was just like crazy when I first got like the true actual, not the sample anymore, like this is what it will look like. And I was like, holy crap, like my name is on this, like this is real. There's no longer going back. And then honestly, since then, it's like I've been so overwhelmed and happy with like how much people have been really liking my products. But each product honestly was formulated based on an issue I had with other products that already exist.
Right.
So one, as I said to you, like about me breaking out, or about women of color. And I wanted it to also not just be for women of color. I wanted it to be something that works for all people, because then I'm able to market to more people as opposed to just one specific group. Mm-hmm. But then I wanted to make sure I definitely have stuff for the colored women. So like my essential palette, which is here, it definitely, like, it's used because I be using all the time, but all the colors definitely work for all skin tones. And it's pretty much like the colors you wished were in one palette. Like you don't have to buy the black that's separate. You don't have to buy the silver that's separate. You don't have to buy the coppers, the golds, the blushes, the contour. Like literally you can use this one palette to do your whole face. So like your highlighter, you could do like your eyes. You can't really see it, but like you can do everything on your face.
I feel like so much right now. I really do.
Right? I was like, look at this. Okay. And you honestly could even dust on your foundation because there's like the browns are down here as well. Yeah. I pretty much was just like, no, I need to, like, even with coming up with this, like I put so much different colors together until it worked. Like this is probably like the 4th version that I came up with my manufacturer, because I was like, nope, I think I want to edit this. And every day she's like, you know what, Dana, just wait. Like message me when you fully are like, okay, you have it. And then one day I came with these colors. Like I kept on putting the colors together. And I'm like, no, this is what I wish was in one. And then that's how the essential palette was created. And I love matte anything. Like I grew up loving pink, but like when I got older, like if it's black, white, nude, blush, like those are my colors. So like I really love rose gold, not just gold, rose gold. So like that's what everything in my brand is, rose gold and then black. And black, you know. Yeah. Right, gotta sprinkle that in there too. And even with my lip gloss, which I actually have on in the nude now. So
and while you're describing that too, also talk to us about that other side, the vegan and and all these different things.
No, that's what I was gonna get into. Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much I was just like, I want to make sure I make products that are clean, that are good for you, but also really bold, fun, neutral, nice colors that you actually want to wear. So it's not just like, oh, I'm just wearing this because it's vegan, but like it's kind of like trash, but for lack of better words. But like it's kind of like it's whatever, but at least I feel good that it's healthy. I'm like, no, I want you to wear this because like you love your MAC lipstick or you love your Sephora lipstick, but this is actually like clean. It's great, like and I wanted the quality to definitely be up there as well. So there's a lot of branding with my stuff. And yeah, so then I came up with this. Also, my shades are all chosen based on what I've seen as popular colors. So I definitely want to make sure I always had something in there. And then I wanted to make sure that it was clean. So there's no animal byproducts, no animal products. So that's what makes it vegan. Okay. It's paraben-free. So all of those products that you kind of look at the back, you're like, what is in this? What is that like word I can't spell? I don't understand what that even says. I can't read it. Like all of those chemicals are not in my products. They're toxin free. Right. So basically they all consist of vitamin E, coconut oil, and natural vanilla fragrance. So like when you smell it,
look at you.
Right? When you smell it, it actually has such a nice smell. It's like, and a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. But it's literally just natural vanilla scent, like from the plant. It's not just like some random fake product. So like, see, I'm actually wearing it. Yeah. This is the color I'm wearing right now. And cruelty-free, so it's not tested on animals.
Yeah. Quick question for like for me, I love MAC, but I cannot afford MAC. So the thing is with me, and you said most of your stuff is matte, right? So the
is matte?
Matte, yeah. And some of your colors are matte. So
my liquid lipstick is matte, but like my lip gloss is not.
Okay, so it just goes on like like a regular lip gloss then?
Oh, so I'll show you right now because I have my products with me. So what's also great about it, this one is Baddie. What's also great about, right? Yeah. Oh, exactly. And that's literally what happened. I put it on. I was like, yes, sis. I'm like, okay, Baddie. I was like, okay, Baddie. And I was like, wait, that's literally how the name came out.
Yeah.
So what's funny is pretty much, this is a one color. I don't know, for some reason, it always, every time I try to open this specific one, because it's my sample, it always gives me a problem. But this one is chocolate drop. Right? Yes, support all of my colored girls. Okay, so it's liquid matte. So it comes on like this.
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing it nicely, but it's liquid, but it does dry.
Matte finish.
It dries matte. Exactly, with a matte finish. But the one thing I really liked about this is that if you can look and see it kind of now, like it has a shimmer to it. So it actually has all of the, it's not just a dry matte. Like with the vitamin E and the coconut oil, it actually still hydrates your lips as opposed to chapping your lips, which I find a lot of liquid matte lipsticks do. So by the end of the time you're wearing it, you're like, oh my gosh, my lip has a whole bunch of dead skin. This does not do that because it's very soft. And what's great about it is that right now you see that it's transferring onto my hand, but if you actually leave it on your lips to dry, which usually takes like, I could say like a good minute, it's waterproof and doesn't transfer. And as a nurse, I'm wearing this mask. So when I wear my lipstick, I take off my mask, it ain't on there.
Okay, all right.
So it's not transferable.
Zoe Marie,
and this one,
everybody is Zoe
right?
Marie Cosmetics.
Right?
Payday
yes,
is Friday. Payday is Friday.
Yeah, and this one actually, like my liquid matte lipstick actually lasts up to 16 hours. So like when I tell you when this dries, many times I've had to like fight it off sometimes. Because like I'll be like, okay, let me get all of my products through, like legit you need actual remover because it's just at the point where it's just like it just stays there and it doesn't smear. By the time you look, especially with red lipstick, I find I'll always have stuff down here, right here. And nope, I'll wear my mask all day. I'll look up like, what? It really didn't come off? Like, yes.
Okay.
So that was another big problem I had with bright colors why I wouldn't wear them because I'll be like, this is annoying that like it's always somehow smeared, especially when I'm eating. My lips are quite big, if you can see. So like the bottom lip, by the time I'm eating, I have this long line and you know your friends sometimes, they don't tell you. Like, hey girl, you go to the bathroom, you're like, hey, you guys couldn't tell me that this was happening. So I was like, that's another problem I want to make sure does not happen with my lipsticks. But also even with the lip gloss, it actually lasts a really long time. And it's not heavy and thick, but it has enough that you have like the gloss, but it actually makes you want to wear it during the day when you're not like going out. Like I used to only wear Vaseline in the house, and then when I go outside, I'll put on gloss. Now I actually wear my lip gloss in the house because it just feels really good because it's basically coconut oil and vitamin E, right? So I'm like, why would I go to Vaseline that has nothing as opposed to this that actually hydrates my lips? And I haven't had cracked lip.
Petroleum.
Yeah, exactly. And I can tell you the truth. I haven't had chapped lips since I've been wearing my brand only. And I don't even wear my brand because I'm supporting myself. It's literally that it's good. Like, and that's a genuinely real statement. Because I would have been like, trust. I would have been like, yeah, shop Zoe. But on the lows, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna still wear my MAC though. But no,
just a plug here to Zoe. Just a plug here to Zoe. The ladies are being taken care of. You know, I mean, I'm into. Like, I need some lip balm. You know, Zoe needs to do
lip balm.
Yes, clear.
You know what's hilarious is I actually was just like getting a lot of DMs from guys recently, and they're like, you know what? Like, I truly I don't know you, but I want to actually support a Black woman, but like, you don't have nothing for us. I was like, well, you can buy for your girl, but. But you know what? I'm actually going to expand. Like, so I'm looking into different suppliers because my current supplier doesn't carry like lip balm. But I was like, I want things that are kind of more gender neutral, and even like getting into like having like some type of beard like oil or treatment, like stuff like that will help bring the men into the aspect as well of my business, and like more skincare products. So like something that's gender neutral, like face wash and like cleansers. Yeah. So these are all my.
So yeah, go ahead. You said this.
So like those are all my ideas in the upcoming future.
Okay. So from since the time that you started, like what sales did you just remind me again, when did you start this company?
So I began the process of like buying all my packaging and all these different things. And by the way, my packaging is legit very detailed. Like my tissue paper has my brand name. My shopper for my curbside pickups has my brand name. Like my shipment packaging has my brand name. Like I want to make sure you see it and you're like, wow, I really want to shop here again. And like you truly enjoy the experience. And I pretty much took a little bit of all the different brands I love and what I love about them and added it into my own, like giving a little thank you card and all these other little gestures to make sure people knew how like thankful I was for them shopping. But all of that, because they're from all these different places, takes a while to all come because they're all customized, right? So I started like my like true, okay, I'm gonna commit to this probably like at the ending of June, and then all of my shipment finally was done. Remember, also I'm a travel nurse, right? So I took my contract. I started my contract August 1st in Muskoka. So basically, all this free time I had, I was figuring out, but I stopped travel nursing because it was just unsafe at the time, and I didn't want to just go into a place not knowing exactly what I was getting into, depending, especially how we didn't know much about the pandemic. But once I started to see through the summer and like, okay, if you wear your mask, if you do your hand hygiene, which is also really big, guys, hand hygiene is big. Wash your hands. Sing the birthday song 3 times. The nursing had to fill that in there. But yeah, so with all of that, you honestly feel so much better. And even with being around people, because there was a point when I worked at a COVID assessment center for 3 months or 2 months. And at first I was horrified, but I was like, wait, that's the place that has all the personal protective equipment, the PPE. So like, if anything, my unit is basically trying to be like stingy and giving us 1 mask at a shift, while this place is like, oh, you can wear as much mask as you want. You could change your, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go there. So I went there, and then basically I was just like, hold on, I feel like I was going somewhere with this.
No, it's the question that I had posed about how long it took you.
Oh, so I basically, as I said, all this is happening while I'm still a nurse.
Yeah.
Working full-time hours. So it's pretty much just like, okay, so time management was a big thing, and having to be like, okay, when am I going to do Zoe stuff? When am I doing my nurse stuff? And pretty much all of that took time for me to launch officially September 14th. Because also my makeup, because I kept on having these little changes that I want to make sure were on my branding, or every aspect of my packaging came in, and I wasn't just kind of just selling to sell a little bit of stuff, but not fully giving the customer their true experience. Everything was finally ready by like September 1st. And then I had to teach my mom also how to do my product, like how to package my products and how to put it the way I would do it once I'm not there. Because as I said, I'm in Muskoka right now, and I literally have my samples, but I don't have my actual products. It's all back home in Toronto, and my mom is running my like website for me right now. And even to get her to do that, she was like, okay, I have a little brother that's 19 now. So she will have moments where she'd be like, Dawn, can you come and help me? Shut up, Dawn. Can you come and help me? Like, can you print this label? That's literally how she sounds. She'll be like, oh, can you help me? Or she'll be like, oh, Dawn helped me with printing the label or finding out how to make something bigger. But she's doing really well, and I can honestly say I like, without them, Zoe Marie wouldn't even make sense, because like they're the ones who are still doing my curbside pickups and meeting all the people who are coming. They're shipping out all my products, and like I'm just so thankful for them. But yeah, I launched officially September 14th. And also I even did like a photo shoot commercial, like all basically I had my 6-week contract in Muskoka, took 3 weeks off, and I'm back there again till December 21st. So in the 3 weeks I basically did a power go of all Zoe Marie Cosmetics stuff. So then I did my photo shoot, my commercial. I did the second commercial again because there was a little part that I needed to, yes, that's the great scene that I created. It was all the concept, the styling, wardrobe, everything was done by me. I chose the studio, and I basically just researched really amazing photographers and videographers and found CA Multimedia, who's amazing at making videos, and then $1 Million, that's amazing photographer, and they definitely gave me exactly what I wanted. So I did all that. And even like, it's hilarious. Like I had no advertising, marketing, business experience, but I did so much research in these past few months before I officially launched, figured out which apps are really great apps to make advertising and going into Insta stories and all these different things. So people ask me all the time, like, oh, do you have like a marketing manager? Like, who does your ads? I'm like, me. They're like, wait, what? Did you minor in business? I'm like, no, I just literally just did a whole bunch of research and was like, okay. And I always have ideas of what I want it to be. So I feel like if you're an artistic or creative person, it ends up being so easy because you know what's visually appealing and what would work and what's bold and what's fun and the color aesthetics and making sure everything kind of flows together so it's pretty on your like Instagram page or your Facebook page, and just making sure that you find a way to like reach out to everyone as opposed to just being like, oh, it's only on Instagram. So the older generation, or there's the younger generation that just doesn't like Instagram but loves Facebook, there's something for them to find you as well. And then also just making sure I had a website and it wasn't just like, oh, order via DM, because there's the people who just like.
But no, I was gonna plug in while they're talking there. So BlackBuzz on BlackBuzz, we don't mind saying brought to you by Zoe Marie. All right, continue.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. You guys are funny. Oh, by the way, see, look at that.
It's dried.
See, now look.
I'm telling
no transfer.
Payday is Friday. Let's just get it.
So I'm saying, like, look, this is legit. Like, there's nothing there, guys. Like, it was no joke. And that's even a brown. Like, usually browns, for sure, you see that down here. Or some part smearing when you, like, you know. And even with the lip gloss, it lasts up to 6 hours. And, like, I can go my whole shift, and honestly, I'll be like, wait, my lip gloss is still there. I didn't even need to reapply. So it's really good stuff, guys. But yeah.
Okay, Lamar, go and I'm asking a question about the lip gloss.
Ask me a question, yeah.
You're on mute, Lamar. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So like, I guess looking into the future, right? In terms of your lip glosses, you see like a feature of like where customers can go on the site and like customize the color or something. Right?
Yeah, I honestly,
cool, yeah.
I want to get more into even updating my website to make it even more like technologically like faceted, where it's in the sense where it's like, especially a lot of people have been like, oh, is there a way I can try your products before I buy, like to know which color works? So right now, basically, I've been looking, I know what skin tone and products work with each person. So like just by basically, I'm looking at your skin tone, I can be like, you know what? Deep End is a good lip gloss for you. Like, Miss Shay? Yes, like Deep End was like, yes, sis, like you would look so good in that. Like it's like a nice dark neutral lip gloss. It would look so good. But then it's like
you're talking to her and she's like
He's like, I already got my color.
Right? Yeah, like that would be such a good color. But like also like the bold lip, like matte lipsticks would look so nice. Yeah, exactly. There's Deep End. The bold matte lipsticks like Baddie, Days in the Six, Taupey, like they would look really good on you as well. But then I wouldn't tell you to get like just peachy because it's a really light nude, or like Caramel Kisses because that's more of like my nude. So like I always know what to tell people, but it's more like if I can get some type of technology that would allow people to like say upload their face and then like could try the color on, like some type of like camera, like webcam type of thing, that would be like perfect.
Don't put it out there too don't put too much of it out there too much.
Right? I know. Keep it on the
low.
low. But yes, that would be super cool. So that's what I'm gonna look into.
My question is, you know, like when we wear lip gloss, you get that white thing on the inside. Does your lip gloss do that?
No.
That's all I needed.
That's up right there.
Yo, one thing I can say is that people, like a lot of the times, they won't actually wear their real stuff. So their products, they have them, but they don't wear it. So it's funny when people ask questions like that, and then they'll be like, oh, you wear my lipstick. What do you say? Like, I will tell you because I wear all of my products, and I don't wear it, as I said, I don't wear it because like, oh, I'm trying to support myself. I wear it because I genuinely like my products. And that was one of the big problems with lip glosses I always would have, is the fact that I would always have this thing, like by the time it's lunchtime and you're hungry, like
Yeah.
your lips look white, as
White
my mom would say. Your
squalls.
lip them look white. Like
White.
that's exactly. My mom would be like, "Are you hungry?" My mom definitely will tell you about yourself. So the fact that she does be like, no, that don't look right. Go to the bathroom and go fix it. So that's one thing that I actually loved with my lipstick gloss, is that I will wear it all day and not even remember that. Like I forgot that that's what lip gloss does. Like nothing. And I feel like it's honestly what's in your lip gloss, why that causes it, because of the coconut oil and the vitamin E. Like it's hydrating. I feel like it's more natural, so it doesn't cause that thing, which is probably like chemically, like the chemical toxins bubbling, if you think about it, because what would make your lip white? It doesn't make sense. So that's one thing that I love. Like I could even show you, like that's not even embarrassing to show you that there's nothing there.
Okay, because I know, especially with women, we'll be talking all day, and all I see your friend just say, "Yeah, your friend do that," and we just like, we just, we clean it up because it's this thick white. So
it builds.
Laughing.
Lamar, we don't know nothing about this.
No, you know what's funny though? You guys are men and saying you don't know, but I'm sure you must have at some point talked to a girl and you're like,
I've seen it.
Yeah, we can't deal with this one.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably like, you didn't know what to say to her, but you're like, there's something there. So no, that is a big thing that I was definitely glad. That's why I was like, you know what? Every product I tried, I wore it for like a whole day to see like, do I like this? And then there was a lot of different products that I was like, no, this does this. And there's a point when it dries, my lips are chapped. Like, and then this brand specifically, I was like, oh, okay, I like this, I like that. And there was nothing I wanted to edit about it. So I'm like, this is the most real to me. So I stuck with it and I do not want to look back.
Canada, United States, worldwide, what's the shipping like and all these?
So the shipping is currently in all across Canada and all across America. This is from the first time. This is the second time. All across America. I want to eventually ship internationally, as in outside of North America. But I'm like, let me just give me at least 6 months. And then I'll be like, okay, I can expand to the Caribbean islands or elsewhere, Europe.
How's the success? Like, you're making money?
Right? Okay, so even with that, like I put in a certain amount and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even expecting to get this back just like super fast, because obviously like things take time to build. But like I had a sale the other day and I was like, wait, you guys love me? What? Like I was so proud. Like, and honestly, it's like I've made way more than I honestly thought I would have made by like now. And it's just like things like this put my brand out there and definitely make people be like, hey, let me try this now, and it builds more customers. And I'm always willing to talk to people about things. Like I even just got a DM while I'm talking to you guys, like, hey, so I bought your products before and now I want other colors. Like I want Island Ting because it's a great Christmas color. Yes, holiday colors. Do get your taupey and get your Island Ting. So she's like, oh, it's a really nice bright red. I'm like, yep, do it. Like, so honestly, it's like, I find now it's like I have steady orders, as opposed to when I first started, I had like a peak and then it was kind of just like they're a little bit dwindling, and then a peak when I had my sale. And then since the sale, it's like more people have the product now and more people are talking about it to their friends, sharing on Insta stories, sharing on their social media. And it's like other people will be DMing me now. Like I never had much American customers, but I'll have a lot of American customers and orders. I was like, where did these come from? But it's from people sharing stuff and like family members and friends of friends of friends. And there's a point where now there's people who have no connection to me. It's literally just that they saw my promotions on Instagram or Facebook. And I was like, oh, wow. And then they're like, oh, I looked through your page and I was like, oh, I really wanted to try. So I'm really glad. Like, shout out to all my Americans. Continue shopping.
BlackbuzzTO, brought to you by Dana Marie Cosmetics, Zoe Marie Cosmetics. BlackbuzzTO. I'm just saying, it has a nice little ring to it.
Right? It really does, actually. It's super cute. And that's why when I came with the name, I was like, no, this sounds like a brand name. Like, it doesn't just sound like, oh, luxury cosmetics or royalty cosmetics, which honestly, these all exist. But listen, exactly, your face, see your face? That's the face I had. Shout out to all, I feel like shout out to all these women and everyone who's hustling out there trying to start your own thing. But you have to think of a lot of things, not just about you, but how do people perceive it?
I was what I was saying is that I really admire the fact that you're tapping into this plant-based vegan type revolution happening right now, because I'm a vegan, right?
Oh,
So,
He's the resident.
That's
listen.
honestly a funny thing about vegans is that
Yeah.
vegans love to talk about being vegan.
You
turn it up! Turn it up!
It's like, hello, my name is Dana, and also I'm vegan.
vegan.
It's your product, man. It's your product. Cruelty-free, paraben-free, coconut oil, vitamin E oil. You know what I'm saying? Those things for individuals who are into the plant-based natural life.
And I have a lot of those followers. Like a lot of my followers are actually vegans. Like, and they just like send me messages like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that there's something that has really great colors, and it also just it works for us because there's vegans that are like diet based, and then there's vegan that's a lifestyle.
Right.
So so once they hear like, oh, there's it's cruelty free, it's cruelty free, like people won't even wear like leather, like because there's truly vegan. Like
you're talking. You see, look at that.
So that's why I was like, I need to tap into that market because it's so big nowadays. Like compared to when you're growing up and you're younger, everyone was killing animals, and it is what it is, right? Like you're eating whatever. No, but I'm like honest, like people were just eating whatever. Your diet was horrible growing up compared to now where everyone's like, I'm conscious about what I'm eating. I don't think I'm gonna eat McDonald's anymore. Let me go and get the salad as opposed to that. Like, oh, raw vegetables. Oh, and I was vegan too. I'm currently not vegan. Because
you're vegetarian. That's okay.
I'm vegetarian, and sometimes, honestly, I could say I'm pescatarian. Like I grew up eating seafood. Like where my mom is from is Port Royal in Jamaica, and that's literally right by the water. It's in my blood, and I'm from Nova Scotia, so like seafood is there. But I can say, from I was vegan, my diet, like, and my body and the way I felt is so different compared to how I was eating before. So it's like a lot of the times, if there's a vegetarian or a vegan option, I'm always gonna go vegan.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I'm out, I find the reason why I stopped being vegan is because I find it super hard to make meals because I get very tired of food. So like I would end up just remaking the same things.
And you're a traveler too. I mean,
exactly. And then that's another thing too. So it's super hard, especially when I'm working multiple shifts and then I have 1 or 2 days off and I'm doing Zoe Marie stuff. It's really hard. Like I can honestly say my diet has just went down the drain because it's like trying to balance all these things. It's literally just like, oh, let me get some food in my mouth. But then,
sorry guys, Dana and I are just having a moment here, but yeah.
Oh no,
I'm going in on the vegan moment. That's
Dana, what I wanted to say that if you're looking for vegan options, you could check out Eat Healthy and Live Free on YouTube. Just throw it in there.
Silent plug.
No, honestly, I appreciate it because I wanted to continue being vegan. It's just that I found it really hard to find food. But then now I found there's a lot of like companies that sell like the whole box and kits that you can just like choose the meal and then they send it to you. So I'm like, wait, this would actually work for me way easier than like having to go to the grocery store and figure out all the different meals and the ingredients. So yeah, that's why when I can say when I was vegan, I felt really good inside and healthy. I'm like, I need to make sure my products are vegan.
All right. We're almost there. It's almost 3 o'clock. Any other questions, guys, for Dana? So of course we have the information in our chat window. Like I said, she's on Instagram. You're on YouTube?
No, and that's another thing. I'm like, I need to tap into this aspect, especially like with doing makeup tutorials. And
2-minute trailers, man. 2-minute videos.
Yes, because like honestly, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I want to see how it looks." I'm like, you know what? I can do like fun YouTube videos with like my friends who are all different skin tones, and so they can all try out my products, and then you can honestly like at least go and look at that video to see like, oh, what color would work for me.
Yeah, simply just like that. You take each of the colors that you got there, and just do a 2-minute, 1 minute, whatever video, and you're good.
Yes, this is my Instagram page, guys.
Yay!
Follow me.
I just did, by the way.
Oh, yay.
Zoe Marie.
I will follow back.
And that's life. Just remember, Zoe means life.
Yes.
Right.
Speak it into existence.
Yes.
I just followed you.
Yay.
All right.
I will follow back, guys.
So I mean, the pandemic really brought out some great initiatives, good ideas, individuals like Dana stepping up in the Black community, doing her thing, man. And we love having you on. And thanks for telling us. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for being so interactive and showing us all your products. And we love the fact that you love your stuff. We love it.
Yes.
My brush kit. It's used, guys, because I use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I have to bring my product so that they could actually see it.
Yeah, man.
I got you, viewers. I got you.
Yes, yes. So if you guys want to reach out to her, you can. We have all that information out there. She's Canada and United States, right? Canada, but who knows what will happen after this? I don't
give me to 2021, guys. Give me 2021.
All right. I don't know. Anything else, Lamar, T, Shay? I mean.
No, I'm good. This was great. This was good. Thank you so much, Dana. Thank you.
No, thank you guys. It was honestly so much fun. Like, I'm so glad that you guys brought me onto this platform, and it was actually a really good time. Like, I was just naturally flowing. I was like, hey, like, no, it's good.
I got a question.
A wild question. Go ahead.
Do you have like clear lip glosses, like for people that don't like wanna?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you asked me that. Ice is coming out November 10th.
Okay, hold on, wait.
So
now book her calendar.
So yes, November 10th, 100% clear gloss. So it basically will give you that experience of when you wear like Vaseline, but like you could actually wear it outside, and it's good for you and actually adds stuff to your lips, the vitamin E, the coconut oil, as I said, but it's 100% clear. So I have like, my friends were like, nope, I love your products, but like, I don't wear heavy makeup and I don't like color. And I'm like, you know what? I need a clear, 100% clear. So Ice is coming out.
Oh, so give us the full line. Give us Zoe Marie will be, give us the full line. Come on now.
Promo.
So brand new shade of luster lip gloss, Ice, from Zoe Marie Cosmetics is coming out November 10th.
That's right.
Wait on it.
That's right.
Oh, you guys are hyping me up. I love it.
That's it, man. That's it. We love what we're hearing and we love what we're seeing, man. Well, we said thank you, the live thank yous already to Dana. We're more than happy to have her. Listen, hit her up. Let's support one of our own. She's Black, she's young, she's exciting, she's looking out for us.
Wait.
Yeah. We have a question?
Listen, Joan Marie Baker sent clapping emojis.
Mommy, I love you.
Shout outs, mom. Shout outs, mom. Shout outs to you.
She is so cute. I love her.
Listen, support. We're happy that you're supporting your daughter.
Sorry, just a little point. I can say my number one supporter is her. Like, she watches all of my stories. She reposts on her own. I'm like, how did you even learn how to repost, mom? Like, she learned how to screen record. My little brother has been helping her a lot. Like, I'm like so proud. Thank you.
Shout out to little bro, by the way. What's his name?
Yes, shout out to Duan. Shout out to Duan Benjamin.
Big up yourself, Duan. Big up to you, boss. All right.
Definitely.
Yay.
All right, Mommy Joan. Yes. All right, so we're gonna sign off right now. Don't go anywhere, Dana. We'll chat a little bit in the Zoom.
Hi, viewers.
All right, so next Monday, y'all. Next Monday, 2 p.m. All right, on Black Buzz.